It's great to see all these scouts and executives and coaches here today. It's not where we're going to be, but it's a step in the right direction. Those of you who've been around know that this had become quite a spectacle back in the day, so that's the goal, to get it back there. When you do, that means you have that number of NFL players. We're on our way.
How's it changed, I guess, going pandemic aside from when you were here last time? It's been over a decade, I assume further has evolved in some way.
I don't know if it's changed very much. I mean, you still do a lot of the same drill work. Guys who go to the combine, they're going to do different things than guys who didn't go to the combine. But it's a big day for these guys, right? It's a job interview that you physically have to be on, and if you're not, those times, as I said to the staff this morning, when you run a 40 time at the combine, that 40 time travels with you your whole career in the NFL. So every time your tag is up there, it says that time. So, I thought Bo and Pop had really, really impressive showings at the combine, and those times will travel with them now for their career, which is good for them.
What kind of advice do you give the guys going through this process? Obviously, it's pressure.
Well, the advice I give them isn't going to help them if they haven't done their work, right? But every one of these guys is prepared the right way. I'd like to think we taught them how to prepare. Many of them went to training facilities to prepare. Some stayed here. But if you're prepared, then you should just go out and focus on what you're doing. If you're not, it's not going to matter.
Greg, a little bit of a different question here, but how much stock do you put into a kid's NFL potential when recruiting them out of high school?
Well, the guys that we're looking to recruit to win a championship in the Big Ten are the guys that are going to potentially be NFL players. That's for sure. And when you look at football teams that are championship teams, football teams that are perennial bowl teams, they have a consistent flow of NFL players on their roster. That's just kind of the evolution. So, yeah. Am I saying that when I'm recruiting the guy? No. I try to say, what will he be for Rutgers? But if he's that for Rutgers, if he's an all Big Ten player for Rutgers, he's going to be a pro football player most of the time.
What's out here, too? Just talk about him and what he's meant to you. His pro aspirations.
Yeah, 03 is, he was a huge help when we came here. It was a great influence on our football team. Bought into what we were doing, hook, line, and sinker, and played really well. Unfortunately, that injury in our second year together really kind of held him back. But I don't know if anybody was playing much better than him at the position in the Big Ten our first year. He really had a special year, and that's what he's capable of.
His versatility. What do you think his potential could be at the next level?
Yeah, Bo can do a lot of things, right? Bo, when I watch Bo with the ball in his hand, he's got running back type skills, and he plays wide out. He's a very, very good returner as well. We didn't use him in all returns. We used him sometimes, but that was really because he was also our best wideout, so risk reward. But I think Bo is a versatile player, and there's no substitute for the speed. Speed is, you have it or you don't.
Kind of same thing with Isaiah. What do you see as his potential, his role, basically?
Yeah, I think Pop is going to be a really good NFL player. I think that he can do all the things you need to do in the NFL. He can run the football, he can protect, and he'll be able to be a very good special teams player. And unless you're the guy that's rushing for 1,000 yards, you better be a really good special teams player as a running back, because the main guy's getting the most carries, and then the rest of y'all are there to back up, and maybe you're a third down situational back, but you're playing on teams.
How do you work with a guy like Isaiah in practice? You don't want him on special teams necessarily on Saturdays, but that is going to be his path potentially. So how does a guy kind of adjust to that?
Well, he was a depth guy for us on special teams. He wasn't, if we could avoid playing him, we would. But he got work on special teams at our practices every day. And if he wasn't involved in the particular team we were doing that day, then he worked with the offensive coaches that weren't involved in special teams.
Maybe you like to bring other older guys back, players and stuff. What's it like seeing some of it? I know this is the day you always did that.
Well, yeah, it's great to see some of the former players, and I'm sure there's guys I haven't seen because I was down in the office doing stuff, but it's always good to see them. And like I said, this gets bigger and bigger, and I can't wait as that occurs. Big day for these guys today, though. I've said a prayer for them and hope they can go out there and do their very best.